Hey, does anybody want coffee? Hey, does anybody want coffee? Hey, does anybody want coffee?
Thank you so much Ice Bear Bear for donating bits.
Hey Lee, Ice Bear Bear cheered 50 bits, so watch out for falling dogs.
Hey, does anybody want coffee?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following stream melodic. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. How are we doing? Happy Friday? Should we go with Friday? Yeah. Why have you only just noticed the pressure valve? So the pressure valve is supposed to be timed so that when the stream starts, it's on 0. And when we go live, it's all the way up. So like building the tension, building the pressure kind of thing. Yeah. So the fact you've only just seen it is good for me. That means it blends in well because it was added to the existing overlay. So that's the theory anyway. So how are we doing today? I've already started with some tech issues because we had a problem with the plop game freezing the stream for the last couple of streams. It was broken up into 2. Crashed OBS. So I know how to fix it. I just haven't had time to fix it. So the plop game is disabled for today. You can still play the drop game, which is the official one, but there'll be no more plops until probably tomorrow. Probably going to fix it after stream today, so we have more plops tomorrow. So Yesterday was a little bit crazy, running around headless chicken mode, doing a lot of stuff. So I thought rather than focus on game dev today, maybe we'll do some other stuff, some little fixes, some working on a redemption that I've had for a while. Speaking about the pressure, I've got to see a man about the horse. Okay, well, good luck. I hope you manage to complete your deal with said equine, and keep us posted, APOC. Appreciate the luck. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, probably a little bit more laid back today than a normal Friday stream where we try, emphasis on try. We try and focus on doing game dev, but today we'll still be in the software and game dev category because we're going to be doing work on some software. So there it is. Undomesticated equines for the win. There we go. Yeah. So that's probably how things are going to go today. We have no left light currently. We have the main light up here. We have the right key light, but we have no left key light. So let me just see if that will turn on manually. Light. Elgato key light left, turn light on. And action. We have all three lights working. Okay. All right, so since we have Bear in the house, Ice Bear, and Bear loves story time, what stories do we have for today? So we never did see the second rat. After we did the catch and release on the first rat, the second one did not show up. Becky Lucy in the house. How you doing, Becky? Finally, a fellow Limey. Well, not finally a fellow Limey. There are other Limeys here, but how you doing, Becky? Good to see you. Becky, of course, related to the amazing Duo Beats, who had a great boy band stream recently, I believe, but I was actually out of the house getting my tyres changed. Tyres. Tyres. All right, we'll get on to tyres, but we had a... I'm doing all right, thanks, Becky. Yeah, we just going to have a quick couple of stories. People love knowing all my personal business, so, you know, it'd be rude not to. So, firstly, we'll complete the prediction for today. And the prediction was, which shirt am I wearing? Am I wearing PlayStation? I could be, because it's black, and this, as you can clearly see, is not a red shirt. Care Bears, which is also black, or something else. So, nobody thought I was wearing PlayStation today. It's either Care Bears or something else. And so, let's have a look. And the shirt today is, in fact... there we go. It is Sonic the Hedgehog. And Sonic is clearly not Care Bears or PlayStation. So it is something else. So GG's if you manage to guess correctly and get some points. Close out the prediction. And there we are. There we have it. Back. Welcome back, APOC. That was a quick sorting of the horses. The Hothiv, as Berlin says. Oh.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
118 days, Becky. There's usually only one other person, for the most part, that uses that redemption. And you've just saved him some points if he was watching. So now we know how many sleeps there are until Santa. Woo! My first win ever. GG's, DC Aggie. Please excuse the mismatched quotes. Sonic is kinda a like I Care Bear. Yeah. No, I have to be careful, you see, because I have some shirts which might fall into two different categories. I mean, they definitely fall more into one than another. So, like, I might have a shirt of a game that is on the PlayStation, and then someone will go, yeah, but I chose PlayStation because it's on the PlayStation. Yeah, but it's this thing that's more... If it was a pie chart, the slice would be bigger for this thing. So, yeah. Thankfully, I don't have to get into those fights too often because more often than not, there's not a lot of participation in the prediction. So, you know, will that stop me doing it every stream? No. Ninja, how you doing? Loving the dancing sharks. Good to see you. Whoa, gonna come so quick. I know. Ice Bear is the one that usually uses that redemption. And then we're like, oh, this many days. So we're counting down. It'll be here before we know it. So if you haven't already started Christmas shopping, you might want to start. Now, I've got to be careful not to drink all of this coffee. I've got to save some to go cold because Ice Bear threw 50 bits at my head. Didn't get to see wieners dropping on my head, which usually happens on this screen and not the starting scene. But it was, in fact, for me to drink cold coffee. I don't know why people want to put me through that, but there it is. I don't start till... It's JD Does Dev in the house. How are you doing, JD? All right, who plopped? No, that wasn't a genuine one, thankfully. I've disabled the plop command for today. So, all being well, and with the following wind, we might get to have one whole stream instead of... Oh, it broke halfway through. You were worried about whether I had actually disconnected when you did the fake disconnect. Yes. What a phrase to come up with. Thought we lost you for a minute. Who would ever say that? How you doing, JD? Welcome on in. Good to see you. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good day so far. I hope everybody is. And yeah, we're going to have a bit of a more chill stream today rather than the Friday game dev Let's Work on Rescue Ball. The bit who called disconnect. I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny. So, on the agenda for today, I'm not going to drink all of this coffee because Ice Bear has thrown bits to watch my face when I drink cold coffee. I don't really know how that turned into a thing, but it's on the Starbucks secret menu, apparently, is me drinking coffee if you throw 50 bits in my face. So we're going to be doing that. I don't really know how to make that only once per stream if it's on the secret menu. Anyway, it has to be requested, and Ice Bear requested it, so that's what we're doing. Harrier Cat, how are you doing? Welcome on in. I asked and you accepted twice now. I do it to myself. I don't know why. I Need to Fight Off Scurvy is by heritage only. 3rd gen. Sonic could care about bears. Yes. These are the kind of discussions that I was talking about where I have a shirt that has actual Care Bears on it. So would be that particular one in particular. Hello, gorgeous devs and bit gamey. Oh, that's a bit rude, the Duke. How you doing? Welcome on in. Our newest subscriber, the Duke, getting into game dev, dipping his toe in the game dev pool, if you will. Happy Friday to you, Duke. Welcome on in. It's weekend, so I must do well. I mean, it's almost the weekend. It's so close I can smell it. But yeah, we did a catch and release on one of the rats that we had on our porch that was getting into the birdseed. And we saw a second one, but the second one has not returned after we did a catch and release on the first one, which hopefully can only mean he either relocated himself, and if he didn't relocate himself, maybe there was a big bird of prey that decided to relocate him for us. So, yeah, we'll have to see. We're probably going to take the trap down this weekend just because he hasn't been back. And so if he doesn't come back, he can't go in it. And we don't really just want a live trap sitting on the porch, which is not the greatest of looks. So that'll be that. That wasn't the weekend. Thanks for mentioning those of us in everyone else. I go back to work Monday after having a month off. A month off, Becky! I'd like a month off. If I'm lucky, I might get Monday off. I mean, I'll still be streaming on Monday, but it is a holiday in the US, so I hopefully won't have to do anything apart from stream. We'll see how it goes. Just watched 600k leave my bank account, lol, so I don't know if I'm happy or not. Well, as long as that 600k was buying assets on the asset store using my affiliate link, then I will be happy on your behalf, Duke. Nice. Where did you release it? To the backyard. I thought maybe if we release it in the backyard, he might be smart enough to work his way back around to the front porch. So we did drive about half a mile to a mile away to something with park in the title, but it has a very dense wooded area, which is where I did the catch and release. And I showed you on stream me actually releasing it. There was video, so there was proof that I didn't do anything nefarious and have him meet an unfortunate end, which was a suggestion on the table about getting not a live trap, but getting a snap trap, are they called? Yeah, not as much fun for the rat as it sounds, but if you've any left, feel free to throw it this direction. Yeah, right? I'm with Kilted. Rats tend to fly exactly 0 or 1 times in their life. That is fact. This is true. This is fact. Work in a school. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, Mrs. Gamey actually works with kids at her job as well. So, yeah, you have my utmost sympathy, Becky Lucy. Unfortunately, the rest is being thrown into renovations on the new property. Well, GG's for actually being able to get a property. Firefighter Gamey at the moment is very near to closing on their property, so going to be another Gamey flying the nest. So yeah, fun times. Drive it away, order a pizza, and let it live its best life. I mean, I drove past the place this morning, and I did mention to Mini Gamey that, you know, Roland's probably living his best life now. He's probably in there with the squirrels that we did a catch and release on from the attic a few years ago. So yeah, I'll have to see how that goes. I'm hoping that he's not smart enough to find his way all the way back here. Although we did notice there was a mark on his snout, nose, protruding facial front. So I think he would be easy to identify if he did come back. Blue traps seem even more cruel. Yes, yeah, we didn't want to do anything like that. Pesky IRL responsibilities. Those pesky things. Welcome in, Chris. Good to see you. Hey, I work for a school too. Do you know who also used to work for a school? Sir Grunge, that we see in here sometimes. But Sir Grunge just retired, so now he has plenty of time to swing by the stream. So if we don't see him today, he's going to that whiff at a smack bottom, they say in Shrek. Well, a university, which is like other schools but with more drinking. Yes, I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny, Aggie. Forming a Rejects of Lee support group. Maybe so. Steve, how you doing? Sorry I missed your stream yesterday. I did swing by and see you were doing, is it GeoGuessr? I did drop in real quick. I just didn't say anything because I was kind of rushing around, but I did actually drop in very briefly to your stream. Did you get your Android path thing sorted out? I forgot to get back to you about... Oh, Tubby. Okay. I'll learn to ignore these private conversations in chat, which are not really private, but don't involve me. Appreciate any watch time. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that lurkers come here, and if I get to the stage where I'm doing a partner push, they're going to be even more welcome because, you know, you want to get those numbers up. I don't think I'll have a problem. It already says in my dashboard I've met the number of watch hours for partner push and checked all the other boxes, ticked all the other boxes, if you will. But yeah, it's just average viewers. We need to bump up that number before that even is a possibility. I made affiliate this week. Yay! Let's get some hype up in here for Steve. We made affiliate this week. So if ever there was more reason, you needed another reason to go and follow Steve's very own, that would be it. There you go. There's the handsome devil.
Lunch. I took my son to lunch today to a Jameson's Char House, and I had blackened chicken breast sandwich. Ah, that was.
We do have to get Steve some more clips though, because I remember this clip last time we did a shout out.
And then let's do the create a clip. This out.
So the good thing about getting affiliate is you can add all the fun stuff in, but Steve is someone very much after my own heart that he already had fun stuff before he made affiliate, so people could do fun things on the stream. He was already streamer bot guru, if you will, and was getting those things up and running. So yeah, I'm excited to see what redemptions he has and where he goes from here. And speaking of people that stream stuff, we have Enskim in the house. How you doing? Enskim, of course, does the retro stuff, working on a Commodore 64 game, I believe, and somebody was wearing the shirt on a YouTube video of the game.
And listen.
It's true. JD, thank you for the lurk. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tabbing me up. Getting ready for 3-day weekend. Yeah, we were talking about that. We were just saying that, you know, for us, it is in fact a 3-day weekend. But Becky Lucy, who works in a school, she's had a month off and goes back Monday. So I can only imagine how much fun that's going to be, going back after a month out. I know when I have I go back to England and visit for 3 weeks, and then I come back, it's like, oh, it's such a slog. Getting back into it. Working through the pile of stuff that's built up. Hello, that was hilarious. Oh boy, guru, not what I would say, but thank you. You do yourself an injustice, Steve. If you are on the StreamerBot Discord server and you see a lot of the questions that get asked and you know the answers to a lot of the questions, I think that makes you a guru. There's a lot of new people coming to the bot and starting to use it. Yes, I would say you're a guru. Absolutely. And speaking of gurus and StreamerBot and redemptions, we're going to be working today on the unfinished redemption that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, so it's priced too high at the moment for anybody to be able to afford, which is how I do it when I'm testing. So we're going to be working on that a little bit today, seeing if we can get that finished and get it priced, and then maybe people can use it. So the original redemption had me turning into a Sonic the Hedgehog spinning ball. It had me moving all the way around the outside of the screen and picking up the rings. We had some issues as far as response times in the main scene. It worked fine in the redeem scene where there wasn't other stuff going on, but as soon as we tried to run it in here, it did have some lag issues. So we're going to address those today. Enskim, bring in the hype. We have plans to go to a buddy's lake house. Naturally, it will be raining all weekend, so I'm packing up Rock Band 4 and bringing it. Ooh, good call. Rock Band 4 at the lake house on a rainy weekend just sounds like a perfect weekend to me. 930,000 to go. Give me time. You're saving up for the Sonic. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some work on that today. So I tried Unreal Engine last night and imported the model I made on Blender. It turned out pretty funky, not going to lie. I can't figure out where I went wrong. Yeah, I don't use Unreal. I've never used Unreal. I have no shade to throw at any other engines. They're all welcome here. However, I can't offer any suggestions or advice. If we have any Unreal people in chat, maybe we'll get Manadonna at some point today. Then maybe they can offer some assistance, but yeah, I don't know. I just like the simplicity of Unity, where you can either export an FBX and load it into Unity, or you can even load the blend file straight in. And for the most part, unless it's a switching of the axes that we talked about before, then it usually works pretty seamlessly. Yeah, I know, I'm sticking with Unity. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't stick with Unity just because you've had a bit of an issue importing a model. It might be relatively straightforward to fix that, then you still might prefer that engine. And I'm not trying to push you away from Unity, I'm just saying, you know, leave your options open, don't burn your bridges, as it were. So what else has been happening? Tyres, yes. Part of yesterday was sent you a DM with the funkiness. All right, thank you, Duke. You can change the axis in the import settings. That is true. Yes, Toby. Yeah, if you're importing a lot, or even if you're not really, there is settings you can go into just to change the axes around, since the axes are different in Unity and Blender. Bear in mind it is scaled in Blender to 1.83 meters. Game dev is all about being stuck on an issue, getting it solved, receiving the endorphin rush for fixing it, repeat. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how often Tubby Crumbles gets that, because I'm not sure Tubby Crumbles ever gets stuck on anything. Yeah, he might not know what that feeling is like, because he's just such a legend. But anyway, yes, for us mere mortals, Skim, you're right. Absolutely. So yesterday I was running around like a silly person. I went to get my tyres looked at because I knew that a couple of tyres on the front were possibly needing replacing. And yeah, I had a couple of bald tyres. Welcome in, Sparky. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Yeah, so I went to the tyre place and I said at 9 AM, okay, can you please look at my tyres, tell me what's going on? And they said, one of your front tyres is number 1, which is almost bald. One of your other tyres is number 2, which is, you know, still legal but barely. I said, okay, stick a couple of tyres on if you wouldn't mind. And they said, sure, we can do that. What's the time now? 9 AM. Yes, we should be able to have done it by noon. Noon? It's 2 tyres. I don't want you to go and manufacture the rubber. I just want you to get them off the shelf, put them on the car. 15 minutes? Half an hour? Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 hours. We're just really backed up this morning. How are you backed up? You opened at 8. It's 9 o'clock. Come on now. So yeah, so I said, okay, well, you know, this is a place I always come for tyres. They're one of the cheapest in town. They do cheap warranties, so if anything happens during the life of the tyre, they'll replace it for free. So I thought, well, I can do that. So it's on the main highway, so you can't really cross over to the Starbucks or anything, you know, unless you're really good at Crossy Road in real life. So I stayed on the side of the road, went to Goodwill because, you know, that's what I do, and didn't really find any bargains for me. And then 3 hours later, I thought, that's great. It's noon. I'm going to be driving out now. So I look out the window. I'm back at the tyre place at noon, and my car is exactly slap bang ding dong in the parking space where I left it. Was I a happy bunny? No, I was not a happy bunny. So I went up to the counter and I said, can you tell me who I need to tear a new one on? Because I was told 3 hours for 2 tyres, and 3 hours later, nothing has happened. So he said, let me look in the system. Oh yeah, they've got the tyres down and they've set them. What are you talking about right now? Anything you can do with tyres without the wheels is get them off the shelf. Set them. What, set them down on the ground? I said, okay. And they're just about to bring it in. Ah, what a coincidence. As I'm complaining, they're just about to bring it in. And how much longer is it going to be? Shouldn't be any longer than 15 minutes. So half an hour later, I'm driving out of the place. So, yeah, yesterday I was pretty much tied up at the tyre place from 9 till 12:30. You know, because everybody's got 3.5 hours to spare in the day, haven't they? So, I wasn't best pleased, but the job's done. $600 later. Yeah, actually, the tyres themselves were $77 each. But by the time they've added on all the disposal fees and the taxes and the warranty and everything, it ended up like $250, which is still not breaking the bank, but yeah. It's done now. It's a done deal. He needs some prune juice if he's backed up. You know, I wish I'd thought of that, Sparky. 3 hours to take them off the shelf sounds a bit long. Yeah, I mean, I get they were busy. every parking bay was taken up. There are a lot of people sitting around, and when it got to 12 o'clock and I'd finished complaining and I sat down again, there was still a queue like out the door, and they were telling people, okay, it's going to be like a 4-hour wait. I don't know. I think next time if I go in and they say it's going to be that long, I'm just going to go to the next town over, which is like 15 minutes. Just go to that branch and say, hey, can you do me some tyres? And see, hopefully they won't be so busy. We need to fix the tyre issues with cars. We also need to mandate that car cameras have their own bit of glass, so a cracked window isn't an entire paycheck to replace. Wait, what? Tyre issues with cars. We also need to mandate that car cameras have their own bit of glass. Oh, what? What bright spark decided that would be a good idea on a vehicle? I did actually buy a dash cam and retrofitted it to my car. It's a front and rear camera, so if somebody runs in the back of you and then drives off, you've got their license plate, and also it's nice to have a all-round shenanigantry, see what's going on. But yeah, because it was retrofitted, it definitely was not attached to the windscreen. New cars with cameras are very expensive to replace the windshield because the cameras need to be realigned. Well, Firefighter Gamey drives a car that has Honda safety features. Okay. Strom! Ahoy! How are you doing? Happy Friday. Yeah, Firefighter Gamey has a Honda. It's a couple of years old and it comes with safety features, and they needed a new windshield replacing. And it cost over $700. Over $700. Because I think 300 of that was for the glass itself and the fitting. And then 400 was to calibrate it, because all the safety features are built into the windshield. The things like when you've got cruise control on and you get too close to the car in front, it actually slows you down. If you're driving down the road, it'll set off a beep if you don't have your turn signal on or your indicator and you try and change lanes, it detects where the lanes are. I mean, there's a lot of clever stuff built in, but I guess, when things go wrong, cleverness comes with a cost to replace. So, zoinks, oink, there we go. We had an oink in chat, so, oh, he's gone now. So we had Porky appear. Our Subaru was 1200. It's insane. I mean, yeah, that would definitely make me think twice about if I was buying a car, even a used car. You don't have to buy a brand new car to have those safety features. If I went and bought the car, if I didn't know Firefighter Gamey and they decided to sell it and I just bought that car, I wouldn't know that. We weren't advised of that when we bought the car from the Honda dealer. They didn't say, oh, and by the way, if you ever need a new windshield, it's going to cost you $700 because all the safety features are built into it. Yeah, just kind of the tiny things they don't tell you when they're trying to sell you a car. They say, hey, it comes with all the greatest and latest Honda safety features that will keep you safe on the road and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Just a PSA there, be aware. I have a friend who had to replace their Prius battery, $8,000. Do you know what? I used to have a Prius, Toyota Prius. It was a few years old, and what was always hovering over my head was they told me it would be $3,000. That was back then. It would be $3,000 to replace the electric battery under the hood if it went wrong. And I had to replace the battery because it has two batteries in the Prius. It has the massive, like thousands of dollars electric battery under the hood, and then in the trunk or the boot it has what you would think is a regular sized car battery, but it's not. It's like half the size of a normal car battery, so you can't just say, oh, I'm going to run to the local car parts store and get a battery. It's dealer only, and we all know how inexpensive dealer parts are, right? So that put me off getting a hybrid car in the future. Yeah. I mean, $8,000 for a battery, that's insane. Just buy a whole other car that's not a hybrid. Subaru dealership won't even replace windows. Yeah, and also when firefighter gave me, bought the car, they said, here, you need this warranty. This warranty includes everything. It's top to tail, front to back. Never need to worry about anything until after you bought the car, and then there's lots of small print. Oh, no, that's not included. Oh, no, sorry. When we said everything, we didn't mean that. So it's all a big con. It's all a big scam, to be honest. Legalized scam. Same. The windshield on my Tesla was a massive surprise. It's not just glass. So what is it on a Tesla then? What? I don't know much about. Well, I mean, I know Teslas are electric vehicles, and company is owned by one of the most disliked individuals on the planet right now. But that aside, what is special about the Tesla windshield? We might go Korean next time we buy a car. Well, we bought a Hyundai, whichever country you're in, however you pronounce it, and we thought, you know, it's okay. It's a minivan or an MPV. We'll get one of these like a few years ago when we needed it for young kids and stuff. And yeah, the rail that the driver seat sits on, we had an issue with it. So we needed to get the rail replaced. $2,900, the rail. Yeah, getting parts for Japanese cars when you're in the US, not so good. So I had, see, look, smart thinking. One of the cars I got, let's buy a Ford. Ford is going to be great, right? Ford's going to be cheap to maintain and everything because, you know, Ford is American. I'm in America. The math adds up, right? So I bought a Ford Focus and I drove it around for a good while, and I needed a new battery. So I went to AutoZone, who have a big poster in their window all the time saying, hey, buy a battery from us and we'll fit it for free. Yes, for free. And where else do we hear that sound clip? So I took my Ford, my American car, to an American parts shop where they say they will fit batteries for free. And I said, I have a Ford Focus. If you know, I'll buy a battery if someone can come out and fit it. Oh no, we can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? It says in the window you got a massive poster that says you fit batteries for free. Yeah, we can't do it on a Ford Focus. What now? Yeah, the Ford Focus has a black box that sits on top of the battery, and we don't want to be liable for anything that goes wrong if we take that off, put your new battery in, and then put it back, and then there's an issue. AutoZone can't be liable for that. I mean, there are no words at that point, right? Other than, well, I'm not buying the battery here then, bye. So what they expected me to do was buy the battery there, just put the battery in the back of my car, drive to a local mechanic that then I also have to pay more money to, so that he could take the black box off, put a battery in, and put the black box back on again. Yeah, thanks AutoZone. That's amazing. I will absolutely do that. My first entire car was $2,000 in 1991. Wow. I think my first entire car was, I want to say, $5,995. It was £6,000, and that was in 1987. There's a window in the front with cameras. New glass required a new camera, new calibration, etc. So Strom, is that because of all the self-driving stuff? And do all Teslas have the driverless feature, or is it only certain Teslas? I don't know. I know all I hear really about Teslas is just the bad press they get, like, all the time. I never see any good news about Teslas. Yeah, Hyundai, Kia. I was looking at Kia, but they're super expensive to insure. Oh, really? So what one of my brothers told me, Sparky, is that it's super expensive, period, for car insurance. Like, if I move back to England and try and get insurance, because I've been over here so long, I'll be considered a new driver, and it's going to cost me an absolute fortune to get insured for pretty much any vehicle. I did look at the Nissan Leaf, is it? A few years ago. An electric car, but it just hadn't got the range that I needed. It was like 60 miles or something. Oh Lord. You know the problem with Fords? No. What's the problem with Fords? It's circled right on the front. In fact, it's a Ford? Is it not like one of the best-selling car brands in the US? I don't know. But JD Does Dev drives a yellow Jeep, so yeah, he won't like Fords. He does love Jeeps though, and all those rubber ducks that he has on his dashboard. I owned a Thunderbird once. That cured me of my desire to own a Ford. Thunderbird, that sounds fancy. Fix or repair daily. Ah, okay, that's the acronym. Yeah, I mean, other than the nonsense with the battery, it was pretty reliable. I had a 65-mile commute every weekday, and I drove it for years. I mean, and then when I finished driving it, I handed it over to a firefighter gave me, and she drove it for a while. Eventually, she had transmission issues and spent like $4,000 rebuilding the transmission, and then ultimately donated it to charity. But it lasted a good while. That's when I hop on YouTube and see how to do it myself. Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a growing pool of people that are prepared to DIY, and probably brought on by the rising costs. But I have found a good mechanic recently that does free diagnostics, so I love that. I don't have to spend $150, $180 for them to tell me what it's going to cost me. And then if you have them fix it, they don't even knock that off of the repair. It's been 25 years and I can still smell the fresh paint. Oh no, that's Titanic. And I still sometimes start filling out date fields with 19 in the year section. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it usually catches me out for the first month or two when we change years, but yeah, I'm used to the 20 now. See, this is what I like. People come here thinking, oh, there's going to be some game dev, and then we like just chat for the whole stream, which is fantastic. I love it. Oh no. Ice Bear's not still here, right? Because I drank all my coffee. I didn't actually save any cold. Ugh. Okay. Well, let's do this. I'll catch up on chat when I get back. I'm going to make another coffee, and oh, there's Bear. I'm going to make another coffee, and then I'll be sure to let some of that go cold. So I will BRB. Song's not bad, is it? It's one of the DMCA safe songs. All right, let's have a look. Where do we get to? Teslas have a subscription model, so no Tesla is self-driving unless you pay more dollars. I didn't know that. That's yeah, I guess that's something you'd find out if you went to test drive one. I mean, I personally wouldn't on the self-driving thing. I've seen some of the stories, and I don't think the technology is quite there yet. So, what is your coffee of choice? I'm not some kind of coffee connoisseur, Steve. I use a single cup brewer, and Victor Allen's, I think, is what I have mostly, and that's mostly because it's free. For free? So my mother-in-law goes on post on the military base here, and they have massive boxes of K-Cups for $20, and she often gets them, and she'll say, "Oh, are you out of cups yet?" And I'm like, "No, I've got a few left," or "Yeah, I'm pretty much out," and she'll be like, "Here you go, have some more." So she is my coffee dealer, if you like. I mean, she doesn't stand on the street corner with baggies or anything, but yeah. So sometimes I will get is it donut shop? I can't remember now, but there's a mocha one which I get quite often. Let me have a look in the browser that's not shown on screen, and I can tell you exactly which one I normally get, because this is one that I treat myself to once in a while. Actually, am I logged in? Let's have a look. Might not be. Okay, why am I not logged in? Let's try this. And then, okay, so now I'm logged into Walmart.com. Reorder my items. Reorder. Okay, so it's showing what I've purchased before. I must be able to search though, right? There's got to be a search here. Why would it show you items that you've ordered before, but there's no search? Let's just scroll through every single item individually. Beverages, maybe, that I've ordered before, possibly. I think it's called Duo. Oh, look, Duo coffee. Now we can find it this way. Here we go. So it's the original donut shop coffee, and it's called Nutty Caramel. Nutty plus caramel. And they do 24 K-Cups for $14.67. Let me see. I don't want to dox myself, so I just need to make sure there's nothing on the... Yeah, good old Walmart's going to dox me. Let me log out. Yeah, it's not a member. Let me do it easily. So the original donut shop was, let me just find it not on Walmart. Okay, show browser.
Is tomorrow Friday?
Ooh.
Yeah, why? Cause I think I'm gonna get a little loosey-goosey. But more loose than the goose. Cause the goose be violent.
Loosey-goosey. Thank you, Bear, for those bits. Alright, so this is the one that I occasionally treat myself to. The original donut shop, nutty plus caramel. These K-Cups. You know, I usually get the 24s. So I dot them in between as like little treats in between my normal Victor Allen's. I think it's Victor Allen's. The thing is, if someone said to me, Here we go. Victor Allen's, this one here. Blackberry cobbler, peanut butter cup, salted caramel and chocolate hazelnut. They sound great, but I just have the regular morning blend. This one is the one that my my mother-in-law usually gives me for free. Yeah. All right, let me catch up with chat. Yeah, so I didn't realize Tesla's had a subscription model. It's not. I don't think the technology is there yet. I don't. If I was in a position where I could buy a Tesla, I'm not quite that fancy pants yet. Then I don't see myself paying extra for self-driving stuff. My first car was a 1987 Ford Escort Pony. Never heard of that. Economy car. So cheap, it only had a side mirror on the driver's side and only AM radio. Nice. If I got a Kia, it would put my insurance up $1,000 a year. Sparky, no. What kind of concessions do they give you? Well, you might not know, Sparky, but in the UK for electric vehicles, because my older brother recently bought an electric vehicle. I haven't really discussed it too much with him to see if the government give you any concessions if they're trying to push you in that direction. Harrison Ford drives Jeep. Ah, so that's why you bought it. Okay. I get it, JD. You wanted to tell people you drive the same car as a celebrity. I get it. I want an Ioniq 6. I've seen those. Are they hybrid or are they fully electric? Not unless we sell the condo in Utah. There's no way to charge there. See, that was the problem. That was one of the things I looked at when I was doing my 65-mile commute 10 years at my last job. Was I needed the range, and then if I had the range, there had to be charging points, and there just weren't enough charging points available. Now, in the US, sometimes you have a problem if you're going long distance trying to find a regular gas station without one that's got electric charging points. Found on road dead or backwards, driver returning on foot. Nice, freshie. Do 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 do, scootin' do. John, how you doing, John? Thanks for stopping by. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good day. It's going all right so far. We're going to be working on finishing up, hopefully, the Sonic the Hedgehog redemption today, which we might get to momentarily. So there's probably not going to be a lot of game dev today. I need a bit of a chill day after all the running around and craziness of yesterday. So yeah, we're just having a bit of a chill Friday. Some cool tunes, some chit-chatting. TD, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing okay. I did send you a private message, TD, asking if you were doing okay, but clearly you have me blocked or something on Discord, so it's fine. It's all good. I'll see how it is. I'm almost caught up. I like Cameron's breakfast blend. I'm not a Starbucks kind of guy. Yeah, so if someone said to me, oh, what coffee do you like drinking when you go out? Is it Starbucks? Is it Dunkin' Donut? Is it Black Rifle? All these fancy pants places? I'd be like, no, McDonald's. Yeah, what do you think of that? That's how less or how little of a coffee snob I am. I prefer the coffee at McDonald's to other coffees. I find Starbucks is overcooked and it just tastes like they scraped it off the bottom or something. It's just too chewy. So yeah, McDonald's for me. Do you like caramel apples? I don't mind them. I think they probably set my teeth off a little bit just because of how sweet they are. But yeah, or toffee apples as they call them in England. I don't, but I like dipping sliced apples in caramel sauce. Oh yeah, I've heard that's good. I haven't done it myself, but a bit posh. I need to rebrand. A bit poshy. The electric vehicle is just a bit less car tax. Don't some vehicles have like no car tax? If they're like really low powered, like 1 litre engine or something. I used to have, back in the day, a Fiat Panda. The engine was a 750. It wasn't even 1 litre. I was looking at an e-vehicle, but I was shocked at the price. Yeah, so years ago when they first started appearing on the market, I think the first one that I remember was the Chevy Volt, which you don't see many of nowadays. It all seems to be Teslas everywhere. But I know the government gave you like a 10 grand rebate car was like 35 grand. So, you know, even 25 grand is a bit steep for trying to invest in the future. Charring is easy to set up if you have a single family home, but for a condo with parking stalls, there may be no way. Oh, charging. Yeah. Quick, everyone, type faster. Yeah, he might never get to the bottom of chat. Come on, hurry up. Just say anything, just to distract him. Squirrel! Bingo, me too. See? Same page. How McDonald's coffee is lukewarm at best. Oh, is it really? Do you remember the lawsuit years ago where somebody sued McDonald's because they said the coffee was too hot and they got burned? I mean, firstly, it's coffee, it's going to be hot. Secondly, what are you doing that you spill it on yourself and burn yourself? I mean, what's next? We're going to sue the water companies because hot water comes out the tap. Is that where we're at? All right, so where are we at with the messages? Lukewarm. I tried. Sorry, Freshie, you did try. Oh god, that case is actually horrifying if you look into it. I mean, I probably know already a lot more than I want to know, Yogurt. But I think following that, didn't they like then start putting coffee maybe hot or something ridiculous on cups, like they put on packets of peanuts may contain nuts? I mean, seems to me nuts are the people that file these lawsuits. Yeah. It was dangerously hot and she horribly burned. That can only mean one thing. We have the legendary ambassador of Twitch, that is Science Streams. Welcome in, Berlin. Good to see you. It was dangerously hot and she horribly burned her lady parts. The headlines make it sound dumb, but it was a totally valid case. Parts of her skin fused together, and what was she doing with coffee down there? No, I don't want to know. Don't. I've already know far too much about this case. Driving with the cup between legs and squeezed it to spill it on herself and get burned. Okay. All right. Yeah. Driving in the days before cup holders. I mean, you know, what people use parts of their body to do, it's not for me to judge. But since we have the legendary Berlin here now, I will say thank you very much for my latest package, which arrived yesterday. So it's like another pair of hands. I got a magnet from Berlin. Look, these are all my winnings from the raffles that I enter. Be curious, not judgmental. That is a sticker. Not a sticker. That is a magnet. And it's a magnet that I have a few of now and all over my house because I think it's a great message. We have one of the newest, if not the newest, magnet, which is the animation that you can see on Berlin's stream of the flies in a rock band. And, you know, can't actually hear Shark Geek singing through it. Maybe that's the next step up, Berlin, if you want to step it up. Okay, now you're an ambassador. We need magnets that have a musical thing, like when you open a birthday card sometimes and they have a battery and that thing inside the speaker and it plays happy birthday. If you can look into that, that'd be great. Okay, so that was the magnets, but then hold on, call in the next 10 minutes and you also get one of the newest stickers. Look at this, look, these are all drawn by Belint. It's just like he's not legendary enough as a science streamer. He also creates his own art and stickers and magnets and stuff. Look. Every time I see that, I want to go, one of us. And then last but not least is the lovely one that feels like cloth. Like, ooh. I mean, you don't have to get creepy and weird and rub it like that, but yeah. So thank you, Belint. I don't have that one yet. Ha! There you go. One up on the board for me. Thank you. Fly, 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 my fruit fly. I know you all thought Shark Geek was here for a minute, but that was just my rendition. All right? The Jurassic Park one. Ah, yes. Yes. There we go. Just a second bragging rights show off there. Don't know how close I can get it with it not doing anything. Let's see. Let's see if we can block out the background and see if we can see if that does any better. I don't know if it's the fact that it's shiny that it doesn't focus, or the fact that it's just not very good at focusing. Come on, webcam, I've got faith in you. You can do this. It can pan and tilt and zoom, but apparently it can't focus. But anyway, you get the idea. If you want to win your own stickers from Balint's stream, you know what you have to do? You have to go there, and any level of a hype train that gets completed, there'll be a raffle, and you too can win stickers and magnets. All right, so thank you very much for my package. Let's get a clip-a-rooney of the legend in action. Will it be an IRL clip? It is. What is that? What is he trying to eat? It's like a torpedo. Why would they feed torpedoes to them? That just seems strange. Oh, gosh! Wow, that actually worked, Aggie. Even though you didn't put the exclamation mark at the start. That's funny. Okay, so what we're doing today, Balint, since you mentioned it yesterday on your stream, is we're going to try and finish up, if we get to that part of the stream, the Sonic the Hedgehog redemption. So in honor of finishing that up today, I did in fact wear my Sonic the Hedgehog shirt with the fancy Japanese letters at the bottom. So there we go. Okay. Just an FYI. Wincing! Happy Wednesday +2. See, someone needs to explain this to me. I don't understand wincing math. So I get, like, in my head, today is Friday. So if we're going to say happy Wednesday, as in Wednesday, as in, okay, now we need to math and find out when it was. For me, it would be happy Wednesday -2, because that takes us back 2 days to Wednesday. So I don't understand the +2 -5. Are we just intentionally overcomplicating the math to get us to the same place? I feel like that's what we're doing. We have to do a plus and then a minus. Okay, I think I'm getting it slowly. I think it's slowly sinking into this. Math is very hard. You're not wrong, Yoga. I think I'm starting to appreciate that now. I prefer to call Thursdays Friday Eve. I do the same, Aggie, but sometimes I get in trouble. Okay. And the reason I get in trouble is because people come in here and they go, Friday Eve? It's not Friday evening. What are you doing? And then they get all excited because they think it's Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday, and then I get in trouble. So I was told we didn't have to do complex math on Fridays. I'd sooner not do complex math any day, to be honest. The person who does complex math is e to the 2i pi. And yeah, I sometimes lurk on the stream because when I look at some of the formula, algorithms, whatever you want to call them, that he writes on his blackboard, and then everybody in chat is going, oh yeah, that's 15x to the power of Pikachu. And I'm like, what? Excuse me, what? I don't know what's going on right now. So I generally lurk. I generally don't say anything because I feel the opposite of the smartest person in the room. So I feel it's better just to watch, just to appreciate how smart e to the 2i pi, or Dr. E, as I like to call him, dresses. You know, he has a shirt, long sleeve shirt on, and a tie, and he always looks fancy pants. And yeah, so that would be the person we need for complex math, but definitely not on a Friday. Absolutely not. Never once have I heard someone shorten evening to eve. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Aggie. I'm with you, and that's why I often say Friday Eve, as in, you know, Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas. Friday Eve, the day before Friday. But, you know, just, I guess some people see things differently. Maybe it's different in different countries. Mine is not to reason why. Mine is just to try and please all the people all the time, which apparently, according to the phrase, you can't do. So, as much as I try. Took many years of math classes in college. Sure, many of them were the same class, but that just means I'm extra good. Yes, it's not because you weren't good and you didn't really understand it and you kept failing. The reason you kept taking it was because you thought it was like a level up in a video game. You just keep playing the same level. I get it. Power of Pikachu. Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes. It's like, you might as well be saying this in Japanese because I wouldn't understand it anyway. Throws Adderall at camera. Yeah, so much XP or X to the P. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly I need to pee. So yeah, that's where I end up. But anyway, on that note, what note? Were we on a note? I don't even know anymore. Okay, so I'm guessing Bear is still lurking somewhere in the background, but this coffee is still too hot to drink cold. I know you gave me 50 bits to drink it cold and pull a face, so that when I use the bit2 command on Balint's stream, you get the video of me going blah, 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 as a baby. Oh, yeah, I'm going to drink this and try and remember not to drink it all, which is difficult, and then it'll be cold. Fully expecting you to forget again. I mean, neither confirm nor deny, Bear. I'll do my best. Maybe I just need to chug it now and just drink like 3/4 of it and then just forget about it and just leave the rest. And then later on I'll be like, oh, yeah, I've got to drink this. I've been revisiting Fixed Point and 2's Complement lately. That's mind-bending if it's been a while. I imagine that's mind-bending if it hasn't been a while too, Skim. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this redemption thingy nonsense stuff. Balint quite liked how I had the work in progress Sonic the Hedgehog redemption. But like I say, we had some lag issues which may or may not have been resolved. I think before we do anything else, we probably need to fix the calendar because for some reason it seems to be on the Android view. So let's switch it up real quick and fix it. Okay, much better. It's the iOS view now. OM to the ever-loving G. It is, in fact, Nerdwino in the house. Hands up who doesn't know Nerdwino. That's what I thought. Everybody knows Nerdwino. How are you doing, my favourite moon person? The newest VIP of the channel. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Let's get a clip of the streaming legend that is the former NASA scientist.
It's because there was a physical phenomenon that people from every continent could see. I believe it's aliens. Aha. Yeah, so you're talking about the petroglyphs, right? Yeah, that's this thing.
I believe it's aliens.
Not like that. Jesus. Oh my god.
What are you looking up, Nerdwino? Hot man at the gym. I mean, that's what you're going to get when you do that search. I mean, I tried to tell you. I said, you know, your search history is going to come back and bite you in the booty at some point if you do it on stream. And there it is. It's always aliens. Yeah, aliens in the form of young men working out at the gym. I mean, if that's your thing and you want to see Nerdwino doing it on stream, then absolutely drop him a follow. Get yourself over there. But I'm going to say for the most part, it is space stuff. Whether it's the astrophotography space photo of the day, whether it's having other people on and doing collabs, whether it's fun redemptions like viewer contributed reading of space material or books, whether it's the newly created book club. There's just so much going on. Collabs with people. Yes, we must do that at some point. Yes, when? when I get 5 minutes spare, we'll sort it out. Arduino. Yeah, I've had like 2.5 minutes spare over the last 2 days, so that window is not quite opened up yet. But as soon as it does, I will be in touch. Okay. I mean, I feel like it might be a bit random just having me on. I mean, if it was like a series of interviews, then maybe it might sit better with the content. But, you know, you do you, boo, as they say. If you want me on to talk about whatever, then we'll sort it out. Right, I just need to drink not quite all of this coffee because I have to let the last bit go cold for Ice Bear Bear. Okay, there we go. There is some left. I'm not drinking it. I'm not touching it, Bear. It's in the corner. There we go. I mean, it is a series, just a long time between people. I mean, this is true. Can we do the redemption in time to see the mailman?
Hey, Big Gamey, thanks for checking out the birds.
Gonna miss them. Gonna miss them. Are we gonna catch it? Oh, we missed it. The white mail truck was there, just disappeared out of shot. Never mind. Maybe next time. But the mailman did bring a package up to the porch, which is why the dogs started yapping. Nerd Gamey collab. Yeah, there we go. It needs to be something like that, or Bitduino. Yeah. I mean, everybody appreciates that Gamey's a nerd anyway, so. I need to snag the lovely Yogurt Garrel too. There we go. Yes, I'm very good at building Lego slowly. And that could be the lead in. It could be like, so how did you develop this skill of managing to spend a whole stream where you just join 2 Lego bricks together? Content for the win. Just saying. Okay. So this redemption, I re-enabled and does show in redemptions under spin class. Now here's the issue we have. I have 2 issues at the moment. Well, 3 issues. One is the lag, which we need to try and resolve. Secondly, we've moved the rings, and so now the movement is not quite correct. And thirdly, I really would like... I really... Your laws, yogurt! I really would like a higher definition loop. As since we had it last time, I've put a loop in. Loop in? Not looping as in Harry Potter. I put a loop into the scene and I rearranged the rings so they're a loop like in Sonic the Hedgehog. But I haven't changed the filters yet that move me around the screen. So the loop appears, the rings appear, I start moving, but I still move around the outside of the screen like originally I had it. So we need to change that. Now, if it gets too boring and too finicky, then we might need to change track and I'll finish it off stream. But it'd be nice if, you know, we can get it up and running, because especially since Balint was talking about it on his stream last night and, you know, I don't even have it ready. So this is one of the dangers of showing things before they're ready and then people get excited and it's not available. So let me show you how it currently is. Okay. As it stands at the moment, you'll see we have a nice little intro, then it brings up the loop, then it brings up the rings, and then I move around the screen and don't follow the rings. The rings disappear, so we still have it set for the delay where the rings disappear, so it looks like I picked them up, but I'm nowhere near the rings when they disappear. So here we go, and I'm not even sure how laggy it's going to be, so hold tight, hold on to your hats, we're going for a spin. Huh? So there's me going around the screen, and there's the rings disappearing, but me not going around the loop. So there it is. Then it says you win, but the loop is obviously in front of everything. For a start, we need to move where we hide the loop. We don't want it there. We want it to be. We want it to disappear right before it brings up the you win. Okay. I like it already. Thank you, Aggie. Appreciate that. StreamerBot got a fancy new interface, I see. So, haven't hit your favorite redeem. I'm glad you like that one. Yeah, StreamerBot. So StreamerBot, when it started, it was always version 0. This, 0. that. And the latest they got up to was the version I'm currently on, which is 0.2.8. And for the longest time, months, if not years, people have been crying out for a dark mode. So Nate, who tirelessly works on it on his own, and I do subscribe to on Patreon for his efforts, because without his efforts and without that bot, this would definitely be a very different stream. So, you know, I wouldn't be able to create things like this Sonic Redemption we're working on, for example. So, he eventually came out with a version 1.0. It was in alpha. I always get the version names mixed up. I think it was in alpha for a long time and people were testing it and everything, and then it went beta, and now it's available publicly as 1.0. And so a few streams ago, someone said, have you updated? And I said, no, I have not. These are the reasons why, blah, blah, blah. And then not long after 1.0 was released, 1.0.1, as Nerdwino says, was released with a lot of fixes, some more additions. And yeah, Nate continues to tirelessly work on it in the background for purely donations. It's free to use. You can just use it and never donate. He just recently put up the lowest tier subscription from $2 to $3, which I still think is a great deal, $3 a month to be able to use it. But also some things in the new version are paywalled, and the things that actually cost him money, like you can now do cloud backups. So if things crash, if your hard drive completely crashes out and you lose everything, I'm not going to have to rebuild everything from scratch on stream because it will be backed up off of my PC. Thank you, Aggie. Enjoy your shower. Appreciate the lurk. I'm going to get my day going. Have a great stream and thanks for the support. Steve, thank you for stopping by. We love when people engage. We love when people lurk. When we do the partner push, I'm going to love lurkers even more because they're going to hopefully bump up my numbers enough that I can have enough average viewers that I can just check that last box and get that purple check mark. But we'll see. Maybe that's a little way off yet. Anyway, the layout is much better. Yes, so it has dark mode. I think it's set up more now where rather than clicking on different tabs along the top and then you get sub tabs, there's actually a list of things down the left hand side that you click on. It seems like he spent a lot of time working on the UI. So it's dark, it's reformatted, there are new things put in like the logic. Now you can have switch statements. Before it was like, oh, if this, then this. If this, then this. And you need to be very, very sneaky with how you set things up so they work just right. It was almost like a very finely tuned machine that, you know, one thing wrong and it would all fall into a steaming pile. So now you have switch statements. It's a lot better because instead of saying, okay, if you go to the BRB scene, then do this. If you go to the main scene, then do this. But also if you go to the main scene, do this as well. And if you go to the main scene, do this as well. And have a lot of if statements, if-else statements. Now I can just say, okay, switch based on the condition of the scene that I'm in. Okay, if the scene is the BRB scene, then do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. If it's the ending scene, do this and this and this and this. So it's, while updating should just retain everything as I have it, and I'm still very scared about upgrading based on how much it needs to convert over. When I create any new things, or if I optimize old things, there should be a lot more options there, a lot more functionality. Yeah, yeah, I will be upgrading. I think I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because in the back of my head, I think there's going to be a 1.0.2. Yeah, so I'm not going to upgrade just yet. Not least because of the new format. And I think I'm going to struggle initially to, it's like a whole new learning curve. I'm going to struggle to find where things are, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So for now, I'm going to keep with what I know. Yes, it's light mode. And, you know, for people that love light mode, even with the new version, you can switch to light mode. It is light mode, so it does blind you in the face when you open it up. But I'm most familiar with this. It's the one that I've always used. And yeah. One of the things that will likely make me switch quicker is a lot of the extensions that other developers come out with that I might be able to use, they release for the new version. So it won't be compatible with the version I'm currently using. I recommend updating 4 or 5 minutes before you go live. Really? I was actually going to do it on the starting scene. Arduino. Maybe somebody misled me when they told me to do that. But 4 or 5 minutes seems like it's absolutely fine. So that's the other thing, of course. I'll obviously do it on a day when I'm not streaming, but then I don't want to spend the rest of that day trying to fix things. And I think it's going to be a case of, I've got 3010 things in there. I'm not going to test them all before we stream. So I feel like issues are going to come to light as things get used, as redemptions are used, commands are used, and then people are like, wait, why didn't that do anything? And then I have to add it to a fix list. I feel it's going to be a piecemeal approach like that. Maybe you can program old streamer bot to update when you go live. I mean, no. No is the short and the long answer for that one. What I did notice though is not only does it tell me there's an update available in the top corner, it says update available -v1.0.1, but it just used to tell you if there was a new version when you open up StreamerBot. It bugs me more than that. If I have StreamerBot already open and I'm doing things, suddenly it'll pop up like some kind of ad and go, hey, there's an update. I guess he really wants people to update, but yeah. You are no fun. That's why you're here, Nerdwino, because this is the stream where nothing fun happens, okay? This is the zone, this is the safe space for people that don't like fun in their lives, okay? And you know that, okay? You know all too well, because I tell you all the time, nothing fun is ever going to happen here. I think it's good to lay the ground rules. In fact, I might even put it in the rules, okay? If you want fun, you're in the wrong place. Please, what's that acronym? GTFO, something like that? Yeah, go away, I think it stands for. Yeah, so we'll be having none of those fun shenanigans here, thank you. I have no fun redemptions. They're all the default Twitch ones that just say, hydrate, make me stretch, oh, customize this emote. Yeah. Yeah. It did flag your emote. It said it flagged it for aggression, which is quite funny, that it interrogated your emote and said, hey, that's an aggressive cat. We're not having any aggression here. See, this stream is so wholesome, it even auto-mods emotes. That's the first time I've ever seen that. That's hilarious. I mean, obviously I allowed it because, you know, while it's wholesome, you know, we do allow aggressive Harrys, whether they're cats or wizards, so it's all fine here. Harry is pretty aggressive. Is this the same Harry that kind of knocks things over and tries to disrupt your stream because they want all the fuss in? I think we know. Yeah. So on the theme of no fun, let's go and take a look at this redemption of the Sonic the Hedgehog. Harry is aggressive for pets. Yeah. We have a very, very skittish kitty. Now, people that are familiar with the stream will be well aware of Cheeto, and Cheeto currently playing the drop game does like to swipe at the dogs when they walk by. I mean, not with claws out, just a we'll call it a playful tap, but yeah. Yeah, she won't be messed with. Look, she was even going to show you how to almost get 99 plus. Yeah, he's such a sweet boy. He seems like a sweet boy. I mean, you know, I haven't met him personally, but from what I've seen on stream, seems like a sweet boy. Not at all aggressive. You know, I don't know why you would throw shade like that on him, Yoga, and actually put an aggressive emote. She's so cute. She needs to show herself on stream. Yeah, maybe one stream she might. I don't know where she is at the moment. Kiddo. She does like to hide. She's probably in the bedroom on the cat tree, just chilling, waiting for the next treat to come along. Redeem show cat. No, because that would be fun, Yoga. We just established there is no fun on this stream, so please don't make me time you out, okay? There is no fun here. Nerdwino was well aware of that. So if we can just stick to the rules, please, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so the thing is, the redemption needs to be updated, obviously, because it's moving me to the wrong places to get the rings. But I can only do it on the redeems scene. Now I need to check if the redeems scene does have a microphone. Bear, are you still with us? Is this coffee cold enough yet, do you think? When we go to the redeem scene, I feel like we at least have a microphone. I'm not sure if there's a webcam. And I think putting a webcam on might confuse things just because it turns my webcam into part of the redemption. So we're going to switch over. Ice Bear's not here. Maybe I don't have to drink cold coffee after all. Since he used the biff. Spoke too soon. Bear, yay, you're still here. I get to drink the cold coffee now because you chose drink cold coffee off of the secret 50 bits menu. I'm brushing my teeth. Okay, that makes sense then if you're brushing your teeth while you can't type in chat. Okay. Now what I don't want is toothpaste all over the mirror. Okay, because if you're going to laugh your socks off when you make me pull a face from drinking cold coffee, I don't want you spitting out the toothpaste and then having a clean up on aisle 9 because you've spat white stuff everywhere. Funny how iced coffee is delicious, but cold coffee is the nasty. See, I don't really do iced coffee. Okay, so I don't do sweet tea either. So anything cold that should really be hot, coffee, tea. It's just nasty to me. It doesn't matter how much sweetener, how much sugar you put in it. It's like, don't do it. I think if I ever started drinking cold tea, I couldn't drink hot tea again. It just wouldn't seem right. And nobody's keeping me away from my hot tea. All right, so bubble tea is so good. So we have a local place in town that sells. What's the difference between bubble tea and boba tea? Is it the same thing but just a different name? They sell boba tea, and Minigamey likes that. But yeah, I don't know. Semolina balls and stuff doesn't really appeal to me. Frozen slush green tea with fruit flavored jellies. Yum. Boba means bubble. There we go. Same thing. Yeah. I mean, I've had like occasional sips when they've got one. They're like, "Oh, try this," and I'm like, yeah. I don't like them enough to get them myself. But you know, I also don't throw shade on those that do. So there's that. Some of them are the chewy ones, and some of them are the popping ones too. And look, Ice Bear comes in with the perfect emote of a cat drinking boba. Yes, I think I do both kinds, Sparky, at the place here. Place here, I think, also sells coffee. So if I do end up going there or boba, then I get their coffee. All right, okay, Bear. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you wish for. Ice Bear used the secret bits menu and threw 50 bits at me earlier to drink cold coffee. So twice in one stream. JD, you spoil me. You really do. Thanks. Thanks for the fake disconnect. See, what I could do now is go, okay, I drank it and I pulled a face. What do you think? Oh, wait, I was fake disconnected and nobody saw it? Ah, never mind. I did drink it though. Sorry, Bear, you missed it, but yeah, there it is. My daughter may go into labour soon because she is 2 centimeters dilated. Sparky. It's not going to be long. Sparky might have to lurk and rush to the hospital. But, you know, she's gonna leave me open on her phone because that's what friends do, right? You don't just disconnect the stream because you're going to have a new baby in the family. You're far too honest for that. I know, Bear, I know. And it's my downfall, right? Because there is clearly still... You can still see it sloshing around in there. I'm going to try not to pour it over my keyboard, but there's definitely still coffee in this cup, so... Alright, here we go. Just for Bear. 50 bits makes me do something against my will. Yeah, good luck to her, you know, because having a baby is difficult. But do you know what's also difficult? Drinking cold coffee. So how about some good luck in my direction, yeah? Yeah? Let's focus! Just saying. Oh, that's so nasty. That's so nasty. Why? Why do I do that? Empty cup. Bear, are you happy? Are you chuckling now? Are you spitting toothpaste all over the mirror? I hope so. I really hope you made a mess with that toothpaste because, you know.
Thank you so much, Ice Bear for donating bits.
There's no need for the biddies, but thank you, Bear. Much appreciated. I hope you got a chuckle, if nothing else, because, you know, my mouth tastes disgusting now. Cold coffee is for watering plants, not drinking, silly rabbit. Apparently I'll do anything for bits, Nerduino. You know? Maybe that needs to be in the new merch. I was actually looking for ideas for new merch. I'm going to have that. I'll do anything for bits. Yeah, so one of the items on today's agenda, as well as finishing the Sonic Redemption, is if anybody has ideas for new merch, maybe based on some of the emotes that I have, like, oh, thanks, or cool story, or ducks, or anything. It could be based on some of the redemptions, which, you know, as Nerduino pointed out earlier, are no fun. We have no fun here. Okay, this is the no fun zone. Yeah, or any particular phrases you think that would be good on merch. I'm looking at updating the merch store because currently it contains a lot of stuff from maybe previous iterations of the stream. I'm not even sure, to be honest. It's been so long since I've been in there. What is in there? Zero Fun, well known for it, even on my native moon. Yes. Yes. So, I mean, you know, things like the Bit Gamey logo. Although I am thinking of updating the logo, so if anybody has any suggestions for that, I might do that. And then obviously we'd need to change out these mugs. But we have the Bit Gamey mug, we have Don't Worry, Be Flappy mug. Okay. Why does that say ragdolls? I don't know why it says Bit Muggy Ragdolls. Anyway. Oh wait, does it have something on the back? I need to change the how it looks, clearly. Here we go. Real game devs play with ragdolls. Alright, Bit Muggy Ragdolls. Real game devs play with ragdolls on one side, and then the Bit Gaming logo on the other side. Okay, and then we have Don't Worry Be Flappy Now. Do, 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 do. Hey, do you know what is funny? On the last stream, I sang the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune, and I got in trouble. I got in trouble for singing. It just shows, to be honest, how on point I was with my singing, that it got flagged when I copied the VOD to YouTube, and YouTube went, yeah, you've been blocked in some territories. We heard the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune. I'm like, what? What is going on right now? That is some next level identification. So we have the shirt, because everybody wants to show off my logo. Different size mugs. We have caps, more shirts. Now, these were stickers I used to have, or emotes I used to have previously. The dog we still have, the flappy ears dog, but the other emotes are no longer, so we need to get that updated. The beanie, of course, Shiba Inu, Don't Worry beanie hat. And yeah, I think that's about it for right now. Bit Baby. There's nothing in Bit Baby because we need to update that section for when the new Bitly the Kid redemption makes a comeback. Do you remember the Bitly the Kid redemption where I'm on a wanted poster, it puts me in sepia, it drops my voice to be like a baby and changes my face to be like a baby, and you have to try and catch me, and it's on a randomizer. I think that was my first ever redemption that I had on a randomizer, and we're going to be updating that soon. It'll be making a comeback. So yeah, any ideas for merch? I probably need a smug coaster, don't I, at some point, since that seems to be the way to go. Yeah, we'll see. Thomas the Tank banned from some countries, right? And I don't know if it was so much that Thomas is not allowed in those countries, but maybe because of the copyright on it, maybe the copyright owners don't allow it to be played in certain countries. I don't know, but it was very weird. More often than not, I have something. I don't monetize my YouTube videos currently, and that's why it says it's not a problem, because if it was a problem, then it might affect my monetization capabilities. Maybe copyright. Yeah. So yeah, it comes back and does things like, there's a blurb that Dukasoft added, which does the Lee 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 song from Tenacious D, and that gets a strike. When Dukasoft comes in and it plays the Baby Shark tune, that gets me a strike. The 3 songs that I have, or pieces of music that play on the Starting Soon scene every stream, at least one of those gets me a strike, even though I put a message in chat automatically that says, okay, these are the people, this is the attribution that they asked for, and it shouldn't really be a strike. I still get a strike. So yeah, I think, you know, some streams on my VODs I get more strikes than a box of matches. Maybe that needs to be on some merch. More strikes than a box of matches. Some people told not to say the Fat Controller at a Thomas the Tank event once because it could be offensive. Yeah, I mean, it does seem, I mean, that's never really been an acceptable word, has it? So I don't really know how, when they created a children's show, that they thought that would be okay. I don't know. Odd. I mean, if that's the name it's always been, then let's not do a thing and just change it. You know, we have a military base here called Fort something, and they decided that the person it was named after wasn't a great person after all. So we're going to name it to Fort something different. And so they renamed it and spent a lot of money changing over everything. And yeah, then probably 2-3 months later, they decided that, oh, you know what? It was okay. Let's change it back again. And so now it's back to the original name. And it's like, what is going on here? Do we have that much money to spend? Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to run to the bathroom and I'm going to get a quick refill on this so it has some hot coffee in it and not cold coffee anymore because I need to get the cold coffee taste out of my mouth. So grab your favourite beverage. If you already have it, grab your favourite snack and buckle up because when I come back in about 2 minutes and 17 seconds, we're going to go to the redeem scene where we're going to get this Sonic Redemption up and running, and hopefully before the end of the stream, people can use it. So yeah, I will be right back. Here's the weather. Where is the weather? I missed it. 90.9. Look, Sparky, 32.7.
Do not go in there. Woo!
Woo! Thank you, Bear. It's probably more detail than you need to know, but it was just a number one, so I didn't blow up the bathroom. We're good. It's okay. It's quite safe. If anybody else wants to go in there, you're all good. Okay. But thank you, Bear. For the biddies. Okay, so we're going to switch to the redeem scene and see how much we can get done. Now, the last two streams have been in two parts. Whoa! Reset! The last two streams have been in two parts, involuntarily, because I had issues with the code for the plop game, and it locked up the stream, and OBS froze, and I had to close it out and restart. And so we had part A and part B. Today, this stream might be in two parts, but voluntarily. So if you're already following me, make sure you have those notifications enabled, because in about an hour and 20 minutes, I will need to raid out for an appointment. But after the appointment, if there's time, I might come back on. I might do a part B for another couple of hours. So, yeah. Just putting that out there. So, you know, if Twitch ever rolls out watch streaks to everybody instead of just a select few, you know, you wouldn't want to break your watch streak, would you, and miss a stream? So, yeah. Just a heads up for you. I mean, I'm guessing that Ice Bear might be also maybe sleeping in the fridge at that point. But anyway, it's an option that's out there, you know? Friyay, couple of streams, and if we don't manage to finish Sonic today, there's always tomorrow. There's always Sandbox Saturday where anything goes and we can work on anything. And we're about to have another delivery. Let me just get this delivery because the dogs will bark and I haven't got the last delivery from the mail. So I'm just going to mute the mic. And if anybody wants to see the delivery, you can use the Burb Cam redemption. Thank you, 11 Lion. How are you doing? I feel like we don't really talk much these days. You know, you never call, you never message. I just feel like we're losing touch, and I'm not happy about that because you're my fave lion, as you know. Okay, but I appreciate that. Also, there is, if anybody uses the word muted, I love that you're here always, even if it's in the shadows, because we love lurkers. So, and I always value your opinion, 11 Lion. So if there's something that you think should be changed, you'd like to be changed, you think should be added, why are you barking? They've already delivered. They're just about to drive off in the van. What's going on? Igni. Just because they were too slow and only just spotted the van. So thank you for telling me about the mic. Yes, nobody redeemed the Burb Cam as we were having the delivery, so you didn't see, but it's a very nice lady brought the package up and wished me a good day and then left. So So let's see if we can get any more deliveries today. We've already had a white unmarked van, which I suspect is probably Amazon. We had the USPS, United Services, Postal Service. So now what have we got left? We've got FedEx possibly, UPS possibly. Let's see. There's no telling. I appreciate that, but I've been doubling down my focus on work during the workday, but I absolutely love hanging out with you. Thank you, One Lion. I absolutely love you hanging out here. So I hope you're being fantastically productive and you're like, you know what? Now I'm not doing any streams at the moment. I can actually get so much more done than, when I was actually streaming. Because, I love streaming and I love chatting and I love, the community that we have here. But also, it doesn't lend itself to productivity that much if, I'm thinking, wow, this is what I'm going to get done on the game today. And, we have a stream where we don't actually get to the game dev portion, which is fine. Soon I'm going to be streaming. You heard it here first, but probably on an earlier stream. Not 5 Kevins, 5 days a week. That's Monday, Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday and Thursday. Something. Yeah. I'm going to be cranking up my streaming game. We're probably going to drop the weekends. I might actually sleep in sometimes. Possibly, potentially. But yeah, in a few weeks we're going to be having the 1,000 follower celebration stream. It's going to be a week-long celebration where I stream Monday through Friday, and we're going to do lots of fun stuff, lots of stuff we don't necessarily do on a regular stream, like playing Katamari Damacy, which I've said for a while we're going to do, like buying a Steam page from the Steam store so people can start wishlisting Rescue Ball, and then we need to start building up that page. We're going to be building Lego, and I don't know, One Lion, I don't know if you ever saw the whole set of 5 I managed to get. Whoa, what are you, camera, where are you going? Whoa, what camera, stop. These are the 5 tiny sets. I didn't see all 5, just the first 3. Yeah, so I went back and bought the top 2, which were this is now all the 5 that they have in the store. So we have a radio and we have a camera. So we're going to be building these 5 on stream, which I don't think will take long, especially when I've done the first one and I get used to how the instructions are, because they're not actual Lego sets, and generic instructions can be less than helpful, shall we say. So we're going to build those, and then we're going to hit the monster. We're going to have the Darth Vader helmet, which might take all of the week, might even take longer than the week. I'll have to see how quickly I can build things. Camera and boombox are the 2. Yeah, so they were the additional ones. Now they do other ones. They have like a toaster, they have a record player, they have different kinds, but they're not in the store. So whether they're in other Five Below stores or whether I have to order them online, I'm gonna have to check. But if it goes well and I like these, then I do feel like it might be a new thing. Maybe when I'm streaming 5 days, we can just have one of those days where we just build stuff. It's relaxing, it's therapeutic, unless you get angry at it. But I think it's nice to have a bit of variety, shall we say, which is why I like to have different redemptions for a bit of fun. So we're going to switch to the redeem scene now, and hopefully, I don't think you're going to have my face. You might see my face spinning around the screen, but I don't think we're going to have the main webcam in there. But we should have a mic at least, so I think you'll hear me. So take an image in your mind of this, or a screenshot before I vanish, just so you can have a still image, because I know you'd much sooner see this than a black square. And we're going to head over to the redeem scene now and see what happens. So hold on to your hats, buckle up, here we go. Okay, so hopefully you can still hear me. I do see my mic registering in the audio mixer, So you should be able to hear me, even though you can't see me. So I'm going to kick off. Thank you for that confirmation, One Line. Now that I've tortured you, I must get my beauty sleep. All right, Bear, always great to see you. Thank you for making me drink disgusting things from a cup. And hopefully I'll catch up with you soon. Do you know when you're streaming next, Bear? I know it's been a bit erratic with your schedule, given that, you know, half your house fell off and stuff, but now you've gorilla glued it. Okay, I guess I'm going to be quiet for a while, so... Yeah, so if you like that kind of content, then you should absolutely drop JD Does Dev a follow.
I'm back and all clean.
Hello, back and all clean. I'm Bardaki. Welcome back, Aggie. I'm glad the shower went well. It's quickly becoming a confrontation. I thought it already was. But anyway, while you can't actually see my face, I'd believe it, but no clip.
Stay a while and listen.
Look, nobody ever uses the unlurk command, and Aggie comes in and like, boom, there we go. I think probably I can count on one hand the number of times that somebody has used unlurk here, so I'm glad I have it. And then we have Bear going into lurk mode, take a quick nap in the fridge, and unlurk 1, unlurk 2. Okay, I see what we're doing right now. You see, it's when people spam stuff like that I'm like, great, that's one more thing I can go in and take care of. If I go to commands and go unlurk, and then we look at that unlurk command, and I go a user cooldown of 60 seconds, then that should actually prevent the spam from happening. So thank you, JD, highlighting that. There, now you need 2 hands. What good is lurking if you can never return? I mean, it helps my numbers on an analytical level. You know, some people lurk and then just have me tabbed, so they just listen to me in the background because they don't really care to look at the content I'm doing, but, you know, they love my dulcet tones, my British accent, if you will. So, yeah. Okay, so...
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. We have anonymous follows on, so we don't have big, like, flashy things that come up and go, hey, that counted as an answer. What content? I just see black. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the main display just for JD. And Lawyer VT, thank you for that follow. I appreciate you being here. JD, there you go. I know you love seeing this. You love the whole thing. You're like, no, I didn't come here to see a VTuber model or nothing. I came here to see your smashingly handsome face. Well, there it is. Wait. Are you saying you have an accent? Well, to some, but not to others, DC Aggie. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned, I think last stream, where I went to get snow cones and I went through the drive-through. And then when I got to the window, she said, oh, I didn't realise you were actually British. I thought it was one of my friends pranking me. No, this is the real deal. Here I am, in the flesh. I have flashy things that go, hey. Yeah, you see, but not everybody... The thing is, I know this is a whole bone of contention. And I do realise that, you know, in probably an hour, I have to raid out and we might not even have looked at this redemption. But anyway, I'm gonna say... Some people have follower names enabled, which I used to up until recently. I mean, probably as recent as 6 months ago, maybe. I had it where it came up and it went, hey, this person has followed. Yay. Yay. And then you could like say, hey, welcome on in, Lloyd VT. Thank you for the follow. But then, you know, I did some research and I found that not everybody wants to be outed. not everybody wants their name shown, and some people just want to drop a follow and either lurk or drop a follow with the intention of coming back later. So, you know, I do get the argument for both, that, you know, some people want their name to come up. You know, if I go to a stream and I follow that streamer, do I want it to come up and go, Big Gamey is now followed, yay, fireworks, animation, mini clip and all that? I don't mind. I'm happy to, you know, be in the shadows. I'm happy just to follow, to add to the follower numbers, you know, with a view to not necessarily staying, but maybe coming back another time. So, yeah. I feel called out. I have flashy things that go, hey. I thought it was just Texan. This is definitely absolutely not a Texan accent. I want to be skinny dipping in a sea of Lee. Yeah, and you know, I think the blurb that Dukasoft created, I think might mention skinny dipping. I'm not sure. I don't remember which part of the song he clipped, but you might still be able to. I understand the appeal of both. Yeah, so like I say, I used to have it where it called people out, but now I have it where it doesn't. And I will call people out if they follow and then they chat, like Loyet just did. You know, drop me a follow. Okay, thanks, appreciate the follow. And then chatted, so then I can say, hey, thank you for the follow, and say it was that person. But it also gives the person the option, if they don't want to speak in chat and they just want to lurk or they want to come back into the time, that's fine. We don't have to shout out who it was. But also, another positive is if we get follow botted, if we get follow bots come in and there's suddenly 50 new followers and they're all inappropriate names, they don't appear on stream. Nobody sees them. So, do you know what? Haha! That showed you, didn't it? I mean, Seribot is pretty good with follow raids and we'll usually take care of those, the follow bot stuff. But, yeah, just another reason to not have people called out on stream. Because I know when people have got like follow botted or whatever you want to call it on other streams, they have to go, oh quick, let me see if I can turn off stream elements and let me turn off this alert and this, and it's all kind of rushing around or hitting shield mode to stop everything coming up. What's mine going to do at worst? It's going to keep bringing up that banner that I love, and I haven't seen on anybody else's stream, that looks like it comes up from the back of the stream. Reset. It looks like it comes up from behind me, this webcam frame, and drops down in front and then goes back again. It's just going to keep doing that for a few minutes. Oh no, such a disruption. So I think until I change my stance on that, it's going to stay as anonymous follows. On the other hand, a lot of people do like seeing their name. Is there data for either side? Asking seriously, not trying to be facetious. I don't know, to be honest. I think it's one of those things where it's just personal preference. It's personal preference whether the streamer wants to have people's names come up, and then it's personal preference whether the person wants their name to come up. But like I say, you know, I'm going to thank people for following if they talk in chat, so we'll know who did the follow. You know? Tatum is in the house. How are you? How was the fishing? Did you catch a fat one for me? And how did everything go? Apologies for not being able to stick around for too long earlier today. For some reason, I didn't have my notifications enabled. Yeah, I think it was Twitch being twitchy. I was following you. My notifications weren't enabled, so I didn't know you went live. It's only when, I'm guessing it was Belint that did the shout out for me, that I'm like, oh, shout out from Tatum. That must mean that he's live. So that's why I swung by and then turned on those pesky enable notifications thing again. So I will absolutely know next time you go live. Maybe an alert that just says, new follower. Feel free to use introduce to introduce yourself. Yeah, you see, I don't really like that either. I know that some people have a redemption for it. Hey, look, say a bit more about yourself. Say who you are. I don't want that. I think if people want to come in and they just want to say hi, that's fine. If they want to come in and give their life story, that's fine too. I don't really want to do almost not a loaded question, but I don't want to say, hey, introduce yourself, where people feel like they might be obliged to use it, and then they don't want to use it, so they don't chat at all. So, yeah, tell me or don't tell me. I don't mind either way. I usually say, thanks for the follow. Hope you're having a great day, and don't ask any direct questions to make people feel like they need to talk. Yeah. So, you know, someone drops me a follow. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. And then my animated emote of the duck coming out the egg. I think that's fine. I mean, other streams, you know, it's your stream. You do you, boo. If you want to do this, do this. If you want to do that, do that. I don't think we need data either way. If there was data that said 60% of followers want their name announced, would I change what I'm doing? No. No, sorry is allowed. Okay, I'll retract that apology. Put a bass and a bowfin also accidentally broke one of my rods. Oh no! Oh no, you see, for me, if I went fishing, I'd be like, oh, broken my rod. That's it. Got to go home now. But Tatum says, broke one of my rods. So Tatum is clearly a man of many rods. I've never heard of a bowfin before. I need to make a better sub alert. Me too, JD. That's why, I don't know if you saw it. I'm working on... Hang on a minute. That's just a fly and not a mosquito. That's why I'm working on the Duke Nukem stuff. Have you seen the Duke Nukem stuff I'm working on? The new subscribers? We're never getting to Sonic today, are we? Let me show you the Duke Nukem stuff I'm working on for those that haven't seen it. So, Duke Nukem sub alert. I have looks a nice. The weird thing is I've got the test. It's already set up to work, to run, and I don't know why. If anybody subscribes, it should actually fire. Okay, well, anyway, let's enable the test trigger. I didn't realise I'd actually set it. I thought I was still working on it. Let's do a test and see how it looks at the moment. Oh, I know why it's not working. Because if I do the test trigger, it says, okay, I'm going to run bits of things that won't run unless it's actually a subscription. So let's do a test on this one.
Step right up and get some. Hail to the king, baby.
What? Main display. That's weird. It didn't show anything. Right, so let's disable it at the moment for that, and let's enable it for that, and let's disable the add info, and let's enable the oh jeez, that was very close. I nearly knocked the coffee all into my lap. That wouldn't be a great thing to do, would it? Probably shouldn't have the cup of coffee right in front of me, right between me and the keyboard. That would not be great. Nobody redeemed spill coffee, so let's try not to do that. Let's put the coffee over there, out the way, or I'll probably forget it and it'll go cold again. No Nukem, do Sonic. Yeah, well, I don't know why. I'm going to work on Nukem another time, but I don't know why it didn't actually just work. Let's try it again.
Hey, does anybody want coffee?
Yeah, it's clearly not behaving as it should. Let's enable that and delete the test one, and then enable that. And disable that. So what's it supposed to do? Duke sub avatar. Supposed to use the avatar for whoever redeems it. And then in the main display, it's supposed to enable that. And then reset towards Yeah, it's but why is it? Oh, maybe I need the group active. All right, one quick test. Here he comes.
Step right up and get some. Hail to the king, baby.
Greetings, bigamy.
There he goes. Pirate Clayman, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great Friyay. Have you just not been streaming lately, Clay? I've not been getting any alerts to say you've been streaming. Is it just because you're tied up with this fancy pants new job and everything? I'm going to see less of Clayman on stream now, which makes me sad. But also happy that you got a job, so... Oh no, knowing you, it's hot coffee. I mean, it was hot. It's getting a bit cooler. But if it goes cold, then Clayman said the best thing to do is to microwave it. So I'll have to take care of it. So, if you are a subscriber, you too can have a walk-on sound, just like Clayman, or you can keep promising you'll send me a sound like Ice Bear Bear, but never do it, and then never have one. Either way, either works. Took this week off from stream, finished my first week today. How was it? How was your first week, Clay? Because that's always kind of a trial by fire, isn't it, sometimes in a new job. First week where you're getting to know people, you're trying to find your feet, trying to... make sure you don't offend anybody, especially your boss, in the first week. So, can be critical time for things happening. I haven't had real time off from stream in 3 years. What? That is insane. Well, I miss seeing your face. I'm going to say that much. But also, you know, I appreciate why, so it is excusable. So we can still be friends. It's all good. All right, so we'll do one more test of Duke. And then we'll take a look at Sonic.
Step right up and get some. Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, it's still not great. That avatar should be lower down so it's on his belt buckle. Yeah. I'm still not 100% happy with it. It still needs work. I heard that. I resemble that comment. You're supposed to be asleep in the fridge, Bear. What are you doing? We can't talk about you if you're here. Quick, nobody talk about Bear. Shh, shh. Boom, exactly. I was quite happy with how the boom worked at the end and makes him disappear. And the avatar. I like that. I like the fact that I have the font from Duke Nukem. And I was able to angle it in at the top. So it looks like the Duke Nukem logo. Yeah, but that's for another day. We're going to work on that one. But for now, I am still going to leave it as the subscription alert in case anybody, you know, I'll get one subscription every 6 months or something. So no, I'm joking. You're on my TV while I fall asleep. Aww, hi Bear, hi. Go to sleep now. Maybe we need a redemption of story time, and I'll like read a story if people want to go to sleep to my content. Possibly. How am I doing? Excited for Journey Jam starting soon? Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, Clay, for reasons. And then I did make a decision yesterday that I would be doing it. So I'm all in. Yeah. And one of the things that we were supposed to talk about today, which is likely going to get pushed to either the second stream of the day, if I have one after an appointment I have, or tomorrow for Sandbox Saturday, we're going to do some discussions around the Journey Jam, the themes, possibly set up a countdown on the stream so we know how long it is to go until it happens, and kind of really do a push towards the finish line. And I know finish... Playman is finished, so push towards the finish line. Let's have a look. Do I have... Why does it not come up as in my search history? Journey Jam 2025. Show browser. Alright, so just over 2 weeks left. 16 days starts on September the 14th and runs until September the 30th. And inside that 16-day period, so 16 days until it starts, and then it runs for 16 days, is Mrs. Gamey's birthday. Hey honey, can we go out to eat for my birthday? No, I'm working on the jam. Do you not see I'm busy here? Excuse me. Which is obviously something I would never say. But anyway. So yes, now I'm all in Badaki. Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing it. I'm actually quite excited for it. I already have ideas for the type of games I'd like to create. Obviously, it's going to depend on whether I can tie one of the themes to it. I'm going to discuss it. Oh!
Breaking news. The streamer is now in witness protection. Their name has been completely changed and their identity hidden for their own protection.
Hello, my name is Tit Damey. You might not be familiar with me, you may be more familiar with Bit Gamey, who is obviously not me. I'm somebody completely different. Thank you, Lodoc, for seeing my Sonic shirt today, even though we barely touched on fixing the Sonic Redemption. Welcome in, Lodoc, good to see you. If Bit Gamey ignores Mrs. Gamey's birthday, yes, I'll absolutely need to be in witness protection, so that was a good call, Tatum, and thank you for the redemption. Hi, Tit, yeah, hi, JD, there's Dev, how you doing? Tit Damey is probably one of the more comical names that it has come up with. The redemption does switch out the initial letter of both of the names and replace it with one or two letters.
So one of the compounds it replaces with is SH, but I had to make sure that didn't appear on the front of Bit. Thank you, Lodoc. 2 for 2. Would you look at that? Although, you know, to be fair, there's no randomizer on Bit Shirty. But anyway, still. I warned you about this possibility and you said, oh no, it's just a bird. I remember that conversation. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I said it. Yeah, it's a bird. So obviously, you know, a blue tit is a bird. So Tit Damey, I mean, while it sounds like a possible drag name, it's a witless protection, totally legitimate name that I could be called if I went into witless protection. So I'm also kind of hoping someone can't sleep and DMs me. Oh, I forgot to DM you, didn't I? I had the message already. I sent the message to Freshie, and then I clicked into something else in Discord, and then even though the message was typed, I didn't send it. So let me do it right now. All right, there you go. Apologies, Bear. I did mean to send that. Okay, so where were we at? The Jern Jam. Yes, we're going to talk about the Jern Jam tomorrow because I feel like we probably need to do some fixing and stuff on Sonic the Hedgehog, since that was why I wore Sonic shirt today, because we were going to fix it. And I just have one Sonic shirt, and I do, contrary to popular belief, change my shirts daily. And this is the only Sonic shirt I have. So if we're working on the redemption tomorrow, I don't have a Sonic shirt. So if Sonic is one of the options in the redemption tomorrow, See, being here today, you've got you've got an advantage, because tomorrow, if it comes up and says, is it a Sonic shirt? You know it won't be. I'm not going to wear this 2 days running, and it's my only Sonic shirt. So you heard it here first, okay? Flies, get in your face. Alrighty. So, on that note, I'm going to switch back. We'll look at the Journ Jam tomorrow on Sandbox Saturday and talk about that. We might even do some brainstorming, because, you know, we probably know at this point what the top 5 are in the voting. And so we can probably do a little bit of brainstorming and discussion about possible games we can do. Don't mean to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm probably about to. Something I would like to try, and I always like to try new things when it comes to game jams, is maybe having either extendable arms on a character, or maybe having something where hands, where there are no arms and there are no legs, but there are hands and feet that are kind of away from the body. I don't really have much beyond that. But this was the inspiration. Look, where you can actually extend out arms. I was thinking of possible beat 'em ups and possibly doing something along these lines. I just don't know how challenging it's going to be to do something like this, and I don't know. What might be easier is having, like I said, just the hands with no arms, and then you can like punch out, just send the hand down like the God of War throwing the axe. I don't know. But anyway, that's for tomorrow's stream. We can discuss that then. Unless it's a trick to make us think you won't wear a Sonic shirt. You see? Yeah, could it be? Yeah, just flat out lying to you, and maybe I do have 2 Sonic shirts, or maybe I go shopping tonight and, oh look, there's another Sonic shirt. That'd be cool to wear on stream, and then I'll wear it tomorrow and nobody votes for Sonic and everybody loses the redemption, and then I'm like, ha ha! Yeah, well, I wasn't actually lying, because I did only have 1 Sonic shirt on Friday's stream, but when I streamed on Saturday morning, ta-da! So yeah, you're right, Lodoc. Doesn't necessarily mean that it won't be Sonic. So don't come in and like blow all your points on a not Sonic option, and then it just turns out I somehow land another Sonic shirt by tomorrow's stream, which I can neither confirm nor deny. Okay, so more Journ Jam talk tomorrow. But for today, I'm going to switch to the redeem scene. We're going to see if in the next 40 minutes before we raid out, I can actually do anything at all to the Sonic Redemption today to have it working properly. So we're going to switch back to the redeem scene. I might have to, I'm going to put text in there, I think, that says no cam on this scene, just so people are like, where are you? I can't see you. And then that'll stop people saying that. So we'll put that message in first, and then we'll see what we can do. All right, so you can still hear me. I'm going to add in some text. And then on that text, I'm just going to say, okay, so we're going to say no webcam on this scene. We'll switch back to main scene soon, and we'll do select font. Now, should we do it in Tattoo Master? Not even. Oh, the other tattoo one's not showing. It's so weird. I might have to reinstall the tattoo font. Let's have a look, see. I don't really need to spend too much time deciding on a font for this, but I just want it to be something not plain Jane. Let's just do the Minecraft one. So no webcam on this scene. Switch back to main scene soon, and then we can probably not make it bright white because we don't want to waz people in the face. Just something a bit kind of bit less in your face. There we go, a bit more like Minecraft rocks. And then we can change the alignment to center, which I think looks nicer. And also center for vertical. And then don't need it huge. Okay, so I think that looks okay. And then if we do transform, center horizontally, ding. All right. Okay, now webcam on this scene. We'll switch back to main scene soon. All right, there we go. So that tells people what they need to know. Obviously, it's going to get blocked out when we do some of the redemptions, but it's an FYI. So people don't come in and go, wait, what? I thought, where is he? I can hear him, but I can't see him. Okay, so what we need to do now is we'll do a quick test again of the redemption, and then we need to change the filters so that I spin around the loop and not spin around the outside of the screen. So one more test. So that's me spinning around. I need to be spinning around that loop and not around the outside of the screen. And this is obviously, when I create any of these redemptions and they're on a randomizer, I always work on the longest part first, which is going to be the win part. And then what we're going to do for the lose part is we're going to have a similar setup, but what we're going to have is, you know, when Sonic has collected a bunch of rings, but then he runs into an obstacle and it does that noise and all the rings fly everywhere. And we're going to do something like that. So for the most part, it'll probably be the same, where he goes around the ring, around the loop, picks up all the rings, and you think, yay, I've won. And then right before it gets back to the starting point, it hits something comes out the ground, and yeah, then you lose all the rings. So whereas with the other redemptions on a randomizer, it's you can tell pretty early on whether you're going to win or lose, because it pretty much says you lose and doesn't do a lot. So we have the elephant where he just pretty much runs off the screen and it says the person loses. We have Steve that comes in on Minecraft and just drops to the bottom of the screen and it says you lose. And then the same with the shell, where you started off and you have the explosion and then you lose. So with the three that I have already, you can tell probably in the first 5 to 10 seconds of the redemption whether you're going to win or not. This is going to be different in that if I'm going to have it where he throws out all his rings, then he needs to have collected them first. So yeah, it's going to be very similar for the win and lose conditions right up to the end few seconds, which to some degree will make it easier, because I'll just duplicate the action that we have and I'll have exactly the same thing again, and then we just need to tweak the ending. So let's get the successful one running first, which we're almost there. It brings up the loop, it spins me, I spin around the screen, the rings disappear, and then it says you won. So all the elements are there. All I need to do now is, because we've changed it to being a loop rather than just going around the outside of the screen, I need to now change the filters so that I get moved to different places on the screen to simulate me going around the loop. All right, so we have about half an hour left before I have to do a runner and myself and go to an appointment and do a couple of IRL things. And if there's time when I come back, I will do a second stream of the day and we'll go for another hour or two and work on this some more. So let's see how we do. What I think we can do first is we need to comment out some of the things because it's going to make testing too challenging. Okay, so we'll still leave it where it pauses the music. I'm going to comment out or disable in StreamerBot the intro where he comes on and spins the sign because we don't need, that takes like 13 seconds. That's 13 seconds we can save. Plays music. Can we comment out the music? We don't need the music while we're testing. Then it spins me. We need that where it spins me. Hang on. We also have a dancing Eggman. I don't know why we didn't see him. Let's test that. See if he shows up. He's not showing up. Where's the dancing Eggman? Hang on. Scroll back up to the top. Media source. Oh, it's in the main display. That's why. Okay. So let's go back to the main display real quick. Actually, no. Comment that out for now. Worry about that later. Okay, comment out Eggman. Does that stuff. Okay, so Sonic image to rotate, rotation 0 slow. So starts off slow and then goes faster. What we also need to add in as well is a spin sound. I feel like in the Sonic games there's a or something like that. So we need that sound when he goes from, because I don't know if it's obvious, but he starts off rotating slowly and then speeds up. If that's not obvious enough, we can either make it more obvious or we can just take it out if you can't really tell. No webcam on this scene. Black screen for us? Yes, black screen for you because this is the redeems scene that I have in OBS and this is my, not really my sandbox, this is the area where all the redemptions live. And then I just nest this whole scene into other scenes like the main display so that all my redemptions are available in another scene. So if I want all the redemptions available on the BRB scene, for example, I just need to nest or drag in my redeem scene into that scene. And yeah, we're good to go. The downside is that we don't have a webcam in here. Now, I could drag in a webcam source, but given that we're manipulating the existing webcam and moving that around, I think it's just going to complicate things. So, yeah. In future, I might have a webcam on this scene if we're not doing anything with the webcam for the redemption. But for now, it just makes more sense and simplifies things just having a mic so you can hear me. So, I'm just deciding what to comment out in this so that when we run it, all it does is pretty much shows me going around the loop. Okay, so where do we show make the loop visible? There. Okay, so I'm going to run it again now, and we shouldn't get the Sonic the Hedgehog logo spinning for Sega. That shouldn't come up. We won't get the music because we don't need that. What we should see is me spinning, hopefully starting slowly, going faster, and then going around the screen. And then the ring's still disappearing. And then at the end, we can probably hide the Sonic loop. Yeah, we can take all the you win stuff out because we don't need to show that for now. Then disable that, disable that, disable that. All right, so all it should do when it finishes is start the music playing again. But we don't even need that, do we, at this point? don't need to pause the music to do it. We can do that later. So we'll just leave the music playing since we're not going to play any Sonic music. We'll comment that out as well. And then disable that. Alright, so we now should have a bare bones redemption. But when I run this, it should bring up the loop, it should start me spinning, it should spin me around, and that should be it, and the ring should disappear. And then all we need to do is change the location that I am moved to coincide with the rings and the rings disappearing. Alright, so let me do a test on that one. There's me, spinning around, bling bling bling. Rings disappearing. Job done. Alright, so that puts us in a good position now to start changing the filters and where we move to. And so we need to find out where I put the filters. And the filters were on redeems, on the redeems folder, on the redeems scene itself. So if I go to filters, okay, so there's a lot of filters in here because the filters on the redeems folder or the redeems group, there's a lot of things like moves Lakitu. Did I spell it wrong? Anyway, the fisherman that brings me back on after the shell redemption, that's in there. Also some old ones that need removing. But yeah, when it moves me around, the blue shell redemption, we have them in here for redemptions that I might not even have anymore, like the Squid Games, moving the doll. So I need to scroll down and find move spin group to ring 1.
I can't hear you.
A command like muted but camera. Welcome in, Duran. How are you doing? We're going to do a big push on the Jern Jam tomorrow in the Saturday Sandbox stream. We're going to talk about the jam itself, when it happens, voting for themes, how the themes are chosen, thing the theme tune, write the theme tune, thing the theme tune, and all the great stuff tomorrow. We're also going to look at getting a countdown timer on screen where we load in probably a browser source and then have the jam page, and then we'll just crop it all the way down to just the countdown timer, so it's actually the exact timer that you see on the jam page, so we know how much time is left. And we're going to do a whole thing. So scene, there we go. Here's he, so mostly lurking. All right, that's no problem. Always good to see you. Lurking is love, right? Do you feel seen now? Do 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 do. Do you remember I used to have a love trigger command that did the Lion King stuff? And look, my fave lion is saying it. Command like muted but camera. So the muted one reminds me when I've muted my camera by mistake. So the camera one would tell me when my camera is off, but it's only off when it's intentional. There's not even really a way I could accidentally turn off the camera, so it probably doesn't need a command as such. But anyway, you all know Irish John. We've got a quick clipperoonie. One of my 3 lovely mods here.
They're legends.
There he is.
You don't understand. These guys are legitimate game dev legends. 2 brothers, the West.
Thank you for breaking the calendar, TD.
I've never seen anything like what Toby is.
See, look, Jern Jam 3. This is a clip from when the last Jern Jam was on.
The best of the best.
He's talking about Tubby Crumbles there and Max Speedy being the best of the best, which there's no arguing with that because it's, you know, this is true, this is fact. They say on Balint stream. So there's all the links. Okay, so if you're already following, why wouldn't you be, Irish John on Twitch to watch his development of the fantastic Rise of Piracy game, you can also wishlist it on the Steam store. You can get more information at his Fancy Pants publisher Microprose's website there, and check out his assets and merch store stuff. We were talking earlier about revamping my merch store and having a possible smug emote because, you know, I feel like Irish John has started Snowball, which is turning into an avalanche with smug things. You know, we have other streamers now.
I am so excited about Gorm Gen 3. I have my Gorms and jammies all ready to go.
See, GLaDOS Turgus is all ready to rock and roll. Yeah, so I feel like we need to keep up with the crowd and have possibly a smug coaster. Some say mask in the merch store, so we might have to do that. How are you doing, Turgus? Welcome on in. Now, one of the things I was going to talk about today, but we might have to talk about possibly in the second stream if we have one later today, or if not, then Sandbox Saturday tomorrow. So on Turgus's stream, he has a redemption, and it's called Toasty. And what it does is it brings on different images and then says the word Toasty, which you may or may not get the reference for. So Turgus was gracious enough to extend the invitation to the Toasty party to my good self. So at some point, we need to create an image that can be used in Turgus's Toasty redemption. Portal Wombat. Yes, not Mortal Kombat. Portal Wombat. So we'll have a quick look at what the redemption does. Okay. And this is actually quite a funny clip because this is when Turgus was trying to get it to come up with a specific image, and it wouldn't. It came up with all of the ones apart from the one that he was looking for. So there's the link in chat. Okay. And then I will open it and we will take a quick look just so you can see what I'm talking about. Is coffee cold again? Yeah, it definitely is. Staying right there in the cup. Okay, so here we go.
See.
There it goes. Toasty! And then brings up the image. Look.
That's science streams for those that don't know. Where's Cricket?
Where's Cricket?
Hot Local Grandpa? I might have to just force us to play Crickets.
It's on a randomizer. She'll be along in a minute.
Have to go through. Cricket, I swear.
Come on, Cricket! There's Cricket. Finally.
Cricket as Betty. Nah, Betty.
Alrighty, so that's the redemption, and at some point I need to generate something to send to friend of the channel Turgus to add in to the rotation carousel, if you will, of images that make up the Toasty command. So what would be funny is if we get a clip of Turgus now and it just happens to show Toasty command in it. So let's see.
That was like stupid easy.
There's a Witcher, but I see no Toasty. So, if you want to possibly, allegedly, can neither confirm nor deny the Toasty redemption with this lovely mug, then yeah, just buckle up, follow Turgus, and then get over there and try the redemption. And you might never really know, or at least not for a long time, whether I've been added, because it's on a randomizer. So as you saw there, even Turgus, the creator of the redemption, couldn't get the image to come up that he wanted. So yeah. We have a Tatum clip.
The most annoying sound in the world? Everybody at the lake now hates me.
I mean, that clip just needs to be longer, really, doesn't it? I feel like that noise didn't go on for long enough, but I appreciate the demonstration of the longest annoying clip. I'm sorry. That's what the clips are all about. The clip's about funny stuff. Do you really want to see a clip where they go, okay, here's Tatum. Just going to move this bit of wood over here. I'm just gonna push this bit up here. I don't want normal content clips. I mean, clips need to be funny. Clips need to be out of context. Clips need to show just how hilarious things can get. Okay, and I think that clip ably demonstrates that. So if you're not already following Tatum, get yourself over there. Drop him a follow. Watch one of his streams, and if you don't like it, I'll give you the money back that it costed you to follow him. Okay? I can almost guarantee that you will fall in love with Tatum just as I have. Okay? So, with probably, I want to say 15 minutes left before I have to raid out, how far have we got with updating this redemption? Not very. So let's try again. Let's head on back to the redeem scene. Let's see if we can in fact change things. So I have some filters. Let's go back to the main display for now. So we have some filters set up to do the movement using the fantastic move extension from Exceldro. It's called Move Transition. What it allows you to do is to move sources around the scene. So I have reset spin group position, so that puts it back after we've moved everything around. We have move spin group to ring 1. So this is where it starts to get interesting, because what we need to do is, the way the redemption works is it sets the filter, and so the filter says, okay, we're going to take this webcam spinning image of Bit Gamey and we're going to put it at this specific position, and then it delays for a certain amount of time, and then it plays the ring sound because it's supposed to simulate us picking it up, and then it hides the ring. So it plays the sound, hides the ring almost simultaneously, so it looks like we've picked up the ring, and then it goes on to the second ring and does the same thing. So it moves us to the position, does the noise, hides the ring, blah blah blah, so on and so forth through all 8 rings. Now it could be what's slowing it down in the main scene is having so many media sources. We have 8 rings. I think what I'm going to try is see if we can slim down those rings to maybe 4. Because what I don't want to do is slow down the redemption, because it's supposed to be a fast, high-speed Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't want to slow it down just so that it doesn't lag so much. So I think the more slimline we can make it, the less resource hungry, I think we stand a better chance of it not being so laggy. So yeah, we might need to restrict how many rings. So let's just try it one more time and have a look at the loop and actually see whether fewer rings would work. So he has a lot of rings there. I think